Hey everyone, and welcome back to Cine-Bitessss, your go-to spot for deep dives into the biggest upcoming blockbusters. Today, we're returning to the dark and gritty world of Matt Reeves' Gotham. The script for The Batman Part 2 has officially been turned in, and director Matt Reeves is getting ready for a return to the city. And while official plot details are under lock and key, Reeves has dropped some massive clues about where he's taking the story. In a recent interview, he said the goal is to find the right villain that digs into what that does and goes into his past and his life, and then added that this foe is someone who has never really been done in a movie before. This instantly narrows the field, ruling out a huge chunk of Batman's rogues gallery, but shining a massive spotlight on three top contenders. So, will the sequel be about the personal vendetta of a childhood friend, the psychological torture of a doctor obsessed with the bat, or the ancient corruption of a secret society that is Gotham? Let's break down the evidence for Hush, Hugo Strange, and the Court of Owls to figure out who's going to be the one to finally break the bat. First up, the theory with the most personal connection to Bruce Wayne. Hush. If you're not familiar, Hush is the alter ego of Dr. Thomas Elliot, a brilliant surgeon who, in most versions, was a childhood friend of Bruce Wayne. His whole deal is a deep-seated jealousy and a burning desire to tear Bruce's life apart from the inside out. The evidence for Hush is pretty compelling. He perfectly fits Reeves' description of a villain tied to Bruce's past, who we haven't seen on the big screen. Plus, the first film already left a perfect breadcrumb. During one of the Riddler's rants, the word "hush" was scrawled over an exposé on a journalist the Waynes allegedly silenced. That journalist's name, Edward Elliot. This gives his son, Thomas, a powerful and personal motive for revenge against Bruce. A villain who knows Bruce personally and attacks his life with surgical precision feels like the perfect fit for the grounded detective story that Reeves is building. The first movie was about the Batman. Reeves has said this next chapter will push even further into the character of Bruce Wayne. Who better to do that than a villain who wants to destroy Bruce, not Batman? The biggest question is whether he might feel too similar to the Riddler, another puzzle-obsessed villain with a grudge against the Waynes. But with filming set to begin in 2026 for that October 1st, 2027 release date, Reeves has plenty of time to make sure this vendetta feels unique and hits even harder. Next, we have a villain who could attack Batman on a totally new front: his mind. Dr. Hugo Strange is one of Batman's oldest foes, a twisted psychiatrist who is completely obsessed with understanding the man behind the mask and breaking him psychologically. The clues for Strange are more thematic, but they're just as strong. The Batman ended with the Riddler locked away in Arkham Asylum, and with the Penguin series diving deep into Gotham's underworld, the stage is perfectly set to explore the city's rotten institutions. Hugo Strange could easily slot into Arkham, maybe brought in to analyze the Riddler. From there, his obsession with the Bat could grow, leading him to wage a campaign of psychological terror against Bruce Wayne. Strange is the perfect antagonist to explore the core of Reeves' vision: Bruce Wayne's psyche. A villain who doesn't want to just blow up a building but wants to mentally deconstruct our hero offers a kind of slow burn horror we haven't seen in a Batman film. The challenge, of course, is making that cinematic. How do you turn internal battles into blockbuster action? It would take a seriously clever script, maybe one where Strange's manipulative experiments turn the entire city, or even Batman's own allies, against him. And finally, we have the fan-favourite theory, and maybe the most epic threat of all, the Court of Owls. This isn't just one person, but a secret society of Gotham's oldest, wealthiest families who have been pulling the city's strings from the shadows for centuries, using their nearly unstoppable assassins, the Talons, to eliminate anyone who gets in their way. The evidence is woven right into the fabric of the first film. The Batman was all about uncovering the deep, systemic corruption at the heart of Gotham. The Riddler peeled back one layer, but the Court of Owls is that corruption personified. Their arrival would escalate the threat from a single madman to an entire shadow government, forcing Bruce to confront the terrifying possibility that his own family, the Waynes, might have been involved. The argument for the court is that they challenge both sides of our hero. Batman has to fight their unstoppable talons, while Bruce Wayne has to untangle the political and historical conspiracy they represent. It perfectly matches Reeves's comments about digging into Bruce's past. The main counter-argument is whether they're just too big for a second film. A secret society that has ruled for centuries sounds more like a trilogy ender. Of course, some theories suggest that Hush could be introduced as a Talon working for the court, merging two of these epic ideas into one. So, who's it going to be? The deeply personal revenge of Hush, the terrifying mind games of Hugo Strange, or the citywide conspiracy of the Court of Owls? All three fit the clues Matt Reeves has given, and would push Robert Pattinson's Batman in some fascinating new directions. While Hush seems to have the most direct setup from the first movie, the thematic groundwork for the Court of Owls is impossible to ignore. But what do you think? Which of these villains would you be most excited to see square off against the Bat, and why? Do you think it will be one of these three, or someone else entirely? Drop your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss our future updates on The Batman Part 2.